So yesterday, I was at my sister's house with my mom, watching my son and nephews play in the yard. One of my nephews, Harrison, was picking bark off a tree when I remembered an odd encounter I had as a kid. I said, "So weird," out loud, thinking about it. My mom asked what I was talking about, so I told her. When I was a kid, I used to hang out at the Pinecone Forest, which was what the neighborhood kids called a small patch of trees on the side of the road. I was picking bark off one of the trees to pass time while waiting for my friend Frankie to finish his homework and come out to play. Out of nowhere, a man came up to me. I could smell him before I even saw him. He reeked of stale cigarette smoke. I was kind of scared when I looked at him. He wasn't very old, but he had a lazy, cloudy eye, and his teeth and fingernails were stained yellow. My mom taught me to be nice to people even if they didn't look like me, so I faked a smile and said, "Hello." "What are you doing?" he asked. The smell of his breath was awful. I'm picking the bark off this tree," I replied. "You shouldn't do that. It's like picking off the tree's skin. How would you feel if someone picked off your skin?" he said, lightly pinching my arm with his sharp yellow nails. "I don't know," I replied and pulled my arm back. Just then, Frankie's mom called out the door for me and told me to come wait inside. I didn't think much of the whole thing at the time. But when I told my mom about it yesterday, she had this look on her face. Guilt, maybe? She said it was probably time I knew the whole story. She thought I had forgotten about the encounter, so she never brought it up. First, you should know the neighborhood I grew up in was a small, tight-knit community. Everyone knew everyone, and there was no reason for an outsider to come through unless they knew someone who lived there. Anyway, here's what happened with that guy. Frankie's mom, Sonia, had noticed a white van with no windows parked on the side of the road. How cliché, right? She didn't recognize it, but figured maybe someone was visiting a neighbor. Sonia told the police that the van had been there all morning and afternoon. She had a bad feeling about it and decided to keep an eye on it. Her house had a huge front window facing the Pinecone Forest, and the van was parked right next to it. She saw me waiting for Frankie and kept a constant eye on the van while holding the phone, just in case. She saw the man exit the back of the van and walk up to me. The second she saw him grab my arm and pinch me, she called the cops. That's also when she called me inside her house. The police stopped the guy just outside of our neighborhood. In the back of his van were binoculars, a Polaroid camera, and pictures of me, taped all over the walls and ceiling. Pictures of me at school, at my grandparents' house, at the bank with my mom. Just me, everywhere I had been. But that wasn't all. He had a key to a storage unit on him. Inside the unit, they found a cabinet full of knives. A lot of knives. Paring knives, a butcher cleaver, a thin fillet knife, a melon baller, and various blades of all shapes and sizes. There were also a few anatomy books, obstetrical equipment, duct tape, and 10 empty 5-gallon buckets. In the middle of the unit was an old bed once used to restrain mental patients. It had wrist and ankle straps. The entire inside of the unit was covered in plastic wrap. My mom said that last she heard, he was in a high-security mental institution for the criminally insane.